Hello YouTube. I want to talk through testing gear, maybe in a little bit different way than what you'd normally think. Today I've got ZR Tactical sent me a few captive guide rods for Walther PDPs with something new they're coming out with. I'm not sure if these are even available yet. I might have got preferential treatment on this one. But anyway, this is the first time they've sent me anything for free, so full disclosure, I didn't pay for these. This is called V-Spec. And I think it's like a hybrid style spring, but it's the same overall length as what the regular guide rod is. It's just a different weight spring. I normally use these in the 15 pound, and I'm a big fan of those. This one is a long stroke, different thing for the Walther PDPs they've came out with. As you can tell, the spring's actually longer, and there's a little plastic piece inside the slide you remove. I should have grabbed a gun. Oh, I do have a gun. That you remove to make this thing work. So, little thinking on my feet. All right. So, what this is, if you look on the inside of the slide, you remove this plastic piece. It allows the slide to move farther. And so you'd put this inside the little notch in the barrel where you normally would, that little lug. But instead, the guide rod goes all the way forward. So again, taking this plastic piece out accommodates that. To show you the difference and how much travel the slide makes. Normally, the slide bottoms out right where that plastic piece is. So that would be as far back as it goes. Once you remove that, the slide can move this much farther. So, hey, something way different. I'm going to test it out and just see what I think. So, I've used those a little bit in the past on a steel frame. Wasn't a huge fan just because it made the gun feel kind of sluggish. It just felt like it was taking a while for it to recoil. So, they sent me this one in the V-Spec with a different weight or a heavier spring to change that. It was definitely less sluggish. In the past, I wasn't a big fan of this just because it made the gun feel a lot different than like every other gun, honestly. Just because the slide's moving farther and it feels a bit more numb or sluggish for recoil impulse. Look at it on a timer, it's going to be the same, but it's just a perception thing. So anyway, in the past, I have not used them. I wasn't a huge fan, but this is something fun and new to try. So what I did was just shot the gun regular for a couple hundred rounds. Just to get a baseline, put this bad boy in it, shot it another couple hundred rounds just to see what I think. And so I get some initial impressions, such as that part where the slide's bottoming out, or it's hitting the back of the, so without that plastic piece in, when the slide hits the end of the travel and it stops before it goes back forward, that definitely has less shock. It feels softer. I don't know that I'd use it in the polymer gun though, just because I use those for agency training. I'm kind of a slave to appearances. The dual port Parker mountain machine gun's fun, but I'd maybe bring that for the guys to play around with. But otherwise, if it's like a class kind of stuff, it's just going to be plain Jane, 5-inch guns, dots, that kind of stuff. But anyway, it's fun just to try it in the polymer gun, which is what I did today. I'm probably going to try it in the steel frame also. I was thinking also on the drive home, if you've ever seen the movie Ford v Ferrari, I was a big fan of that one, but won't spoil it, at the end of the movie, there's a different driver that Matt Damon, his character Carroll Shelby, is working with, and the driver drives the car a little bit, and he's like, yeah, the car runs real good, I like it, it's real good, and then Matt Damon's character is like, yeah, the guy's only driven the car for a couple hours, how does he know what it drives like? And I kind of feel that way with gun parts or changing stuff. So initially, I'll get a little bit of a sense of, I like it, I don't like it. It's definitely softer. It takes out the shock. It feels like it's got more flip, more torque, less flip, less torque, perception thing, any of that kind of stuff. But I want to shoot it a couple hundred rounds before I make any kind of decision. So the same thing, I shot those a little bit. Then I shot the regular guide rod in my Parker Mountain dual port comp gun. Then I traded for this V-Spec, shot that for a couple hundred rounds. Just observations. Do I like it more or less? What's my initial thoughts? The main drill I do for this is doubles. So rapid fire pairs, just observing how the sight tracks, how it feels in my hands, if the gun feels like it's recoiling more or less, or how the target looks, any of those kind of things. Just observations. I also like the one-shot return drill, which regardless of what gun you're shooting, you just stare at a spot, press the trigger, and just observe how the sight returns. But it feels like a good way, for me anyway, just to feel, kind of observe the path peripherally, and I'm staring at the sight, but you can just kind of, through awareness, see how the sight's tracking, how much or how little it's moving, if it feels like it takes much effort from me to return it to the spot, if it feels like it's kicking harder or less. Again, just kind of getting a feel. So I shoot 600 rounds today, something like that. And I don't even have a real, like a firm opinion on any of it. I was just trying it, just observing it. So yeah, initially maybe I have some thoughts. This is promising. I'm going to shoot it some more. Or I didn't like it before. I'm probably not going to like it now regarding the long stroke. But I'm not going to make a real final decision based on just one range session. I want to take it to the range a few times and just see what I observe, how it goes, and kind of go from there. So there you have it. That's how I test stuff. It's not... There is value in your first impression because it's a fresh look. And if you shoot stuff enough, it'll become normal. For example, I've got to where I'm shooting the non-compensated polymer guns quite a bit, and they're a little bit more snappy just because it's a polymer frame gun, full power ammo, and it feels like it kicks a bit. But then I shoot the ported gun, and all of a sudden the dual port comp, it feels like it doesn't kick at all. Then you switch to the reverse, like, oh, all of a sudden this kicks a lot. So your initial take on it has some validity, but I also like just shooting it a bit and shooting it in different situations. In this example, hold the gun loose. Does it malfunction? Hold the gun really hard. What if I'm having an off day, or tomorrow I'm going to shoot even better than I shot today? So I like having a few different days to kind of get an average or a feel for what's going on. But that's it. Like I said, I wouldn't make a decision based on just the first day. I like to just observe, see how the gun tracks, has to do with one-handed shooting, all that kind of stuff. Just try the variables. Then over a couple range sessions, I'll make a decision where, yeah, it's promising to keep going, or nah, probably not for me. But anyway, there you have it. Hopefully that's helpful as far as evaluating gear. People work hard for their money. So I don't want to, last thing. That's why I don't do a 500 round review saying, like, hey, guess what? I put 200 rounds to this thing. I like it, and I think you should buy it. Because I might put 2,000 rounds through just that one spring before I have an opinion I'm even going to put online saying, like, yes or no. The Parker Mountain dual port comp gun, I've done several videos with that where I've got an initial impression. Hey, I like it. It's fun. It shoots really soft. It's way different than the stuff I've have. But I'm not going to say long term this is a reliable gun. At this point, I have maybe 4,500 or 5,000 rounds through it. At this point, it's never jammed. So initial, like, it seems like it's going to be long term fine. But I'll wait till it's got 10,000 rounds or something like that before I'm telling people, hey, you should buy this. As of right now, 5,000, 4,500 rounds, no issues, no malfunctions. It shoots really soft. It's pretty safe to say. Like, yeah, I would go buy one, but people work hard for their money. So I like testing stuff quite a bit before I say, yes, you should go spend your money and buy this. And on the flip side of that, if you have something you really, really like, for example, posting this stuff, and you guys are like, oh no, now I gotta go buy the new one. Yeah, you don't know that. This one might suck. I mean, it might be better, but it might suck too. So if you have something you like, don't feel like you have to just sell what you have to buy the latest and greatest pistol, trigger, sight, spring, whatever. Because on some levels, if it's not broke, you probably don't have to fix it. But hopefully that's helpful. Gives you some things to think about. Maybe save you some money. If you think I'm crazy or disagree, you can drop below in the comments. I do read through the comments as much as I can. I try to answer questions if I can. But like, share, subscribe if you want. If not, that's cool too. Appreciate you watching.